Hey, you guys, I don't have a long time, but this was like the easiest way for me to hop on here. I put my seatbelt on for you guys so you won't hear that beep in the background because I'm taking a quick drive. But as we increase our emotional maturities, I like to debunk, general widespread sayings that just aren't, the ultimate truth, and we need to be getting to the ultimate truth and the ultimate reality of things in life and keep it real. And this isn't me trying to be a Debbie Downer, trying to be negative, but this is me helping you guys to increase your emotional maturity. Let me mute my phone because people like to call me as soon as I hop on with you guys. But yes, as you can see with the title, a harsh reality is hard work does not always pay off, you guys. Hard work doesn't always pay off. And let me explain. We've been taught this since we were children. Work hard work pays off. It's a lie. It is a lie. And it's not always the case. It's a whole bunch of things that are being left out of that statement that needs to be applied. I'm gonna have to call these people back, and that's an important call too. But anyway, here's the thing, you guys. If you are putting effort in a direction to that was not granted to you, something, if you are in a season or in a place in your life where God or whatever, this is not something that is being granted to you at the time, then you're going to be working in vain and it's not going to pay off. And what you're going to end up being is exhausted. You're going to be exhausted and drained. I mean, can you think of times in your life where you did everything that you could, everything in your control to try to make something happen, and you were still met with a slammed door or there were blockages? Resistance is real, you guys. Resistance is definitely real. And you don't want to be in that in life. And part of emotional maturity is going to be determining if it's a situation where you're going against what's meant for you minimally at this season, if at all in your life, if at all in your life. And when I'm talking to you guys, a lot of times I be talking to myself. And the lessons that I share with you guys are lessons that I've had to learn too. And that's why I was going to make another live chat and I'll just throw it in this one and maybe alter the title like why you shouldn't feel stupid. Because guess what? For me to give you any pearls of wisdom, there was a time I was ignorant in that area. I had to learn and figure it out too. People that have wisdom and information to pass on to you, there was a time when they didn't know. They had to learn it and get it at some point too. And before they knew it, they were making the same mistakes, chances are. That's a reason why you should never have to feel stupid. Don't feel stupid. The smartest people were stupid at one point. The smartest people were ignorant at one point. The smartest people were blind at one point. So don't do that, okay? But I digress, you guys. Back to the hard work, going against what was meant for you at that time. In this channel, we talk a lot about narcissistic abuse. Hmm. All the love in the world, all the effort in the world didn't get you the reciprocation, did it? That's a prime example right there where hard work doesn't pay off. You put all of that and some of you guys years, possibly decades into loving this person, trying to be there, trying to cultivate, this relationship with them. And I mean, yeah, you gain some lessons out of it, but you weren't able to reach that goal. That the goal that what you intended on, that's not what you got. You know, there was something that I really wanted, and this is what brought it more full circle for me to share with you guys. A goal that I've been working on for the last couple of years of my life. And I have never been met with more resistance, like more obstacles. It was so many. Like it finally synced in because sometimes we're really stubborn, right? It finally synced in for me that, girl, girl, for all of the effort and energy that you're putting into this, and it's still not working out. Like, that has to mean something to you, Lakia. You know better. You know better, right? But sometimes when we want something so bad, we don't want to hear that, because we live in a culture and a society that says we deserve everything we want. We should get everything we want when we want it, how we want it. We don't want to bend in any type of way. We don't want to wait, per se. And even if you are willing to wait, it could be a situation you'll be waiting forever, because it's just not something that was supposed to be granted to you, you know? And that's where having that close connection with God and understanding things really comes into play. Now, I could get even deeper on this, honestly, but it might fly over some of you guys' heads. There's a lot of things that get revealed to me because I'm into all types of things. I study sciences, astrology is a science. I look at something called a birth chart, and it actually helps me see why certain things are challenging for me to acquire, or hard to me to get to, if ever. It was just the energy that I was born into this life with, honestly. I could even see in my chart where I would possibly, or highly likely, experience a lot of abusive situations, until, of course, I learn how to guard myself to those situations, because I know that I'm more prone to those energies coming to me. But it's been a lifesaver, honestly. But yeah, hard work doesn't always pay off if it was not meant for you. That's really it in a nutshell. If it was not ordained and meant for you, and if you're a child of God and He's ordering your steps, and He knows where He wants you to be, what He wants you to have in any given moment. If it wasn't time for it, it doesn't matter how hard you fight for it, your hard work will not pay off. That's why it's good to just get as in tune as you can and understand, when you're draining yourself and exhausting yourself for something when it's not either a time for it or it's not meant for your life. So, I just want to be mindful about this as we go about making our goals. I'm not saying that, oh, every time I make a goal and I experience any type of obstacle, that means I should negate the goal. That's not what I'm saying, you guys. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But there's definitely situations to where, if you've done your best basically to pull something off, and it's not opening up for you, either it was not meant for you or it was not meant for you at this time. You know, it may be another way that you could get your needs met, and it won't be that way, you know? So it's just going to be important to know these things. But, we definitely have to begin with shattering this concept of all we have to do is work hard for something and it's going to be given to you. Mm-mm, that's not the reality. That is not the reality. And then it may feel even, because you could see someone that may not work hard for anything and it just falls right into their laps, And that's easy, when something just falls like that, oftentimes that's just the way it was supposed to flow. And I'm not saying the things that we have to work hard for are the things that we're forcing. We just have to know the difference. We just have to know the difference. Of course, if I'm going to be a doctor and I have to go through all this schooling and pass all these exams and then work for the hospital, I know it's a process and that takes hard work, but it's a set process. And as long as I do this process, chances are, I'm going to get where I need to go with that. I'm not talking about, those type of situations. But even with that, there could be someone that tries to be a doctor and not it's like all the application got lost, the financial aid fell through, and then it's been like all of these roadblocks and obstacles for them to, get these steps done. That's something to pay attention to. That's definitely something to pay attention to. So I'm not going to babble on and, say the same thing in different words here, you guys. But I just want to bring this to light because I don't see nobody talking about it. Life is not always fair, that's for sure. It isn't. Fair is not exactly what life is guaranteeing for sure. All right. And we all have our crosses to bear in areas where, you know, we feel unfulfilled or we want to feel more fulfilled. It doesn't mean that you can't strive to find some type of peace or balance in these areas because you certainly can, but it may look different than what you were setting out to do. That's the whole point. That goal that I had in mind for right now, there's a happy medium to it, but it's going to look a little bit different than what I had set out, what my hopes were, what I really like, the way that I envisioned it. It's going to look a little bit different, but it's going to give me a similar result, honestly. It's going to give me a similar result, but it's not going to be the route in the way that I thought that I've been trying to force, the pathway that I've been trying to take and, to reach this goal. So I hope that, this makes sense to someone, in their emotional maturity, and teach it to your kids. It's good for them to understand these things too, so they won't exhaust their energy, you know, in things that they shouldn't be. They'll realize, when they need to cut their losses or redirect in another way, you know. All right, you guys. I don't see any comments here, but I hope you all are doing well. Last night I did do a live chat to address or begin a discussion on domestic violence. It's an excellent live chat. I highly recommend, whether you've experienced it or not, it's a good listen. I give a lot of tips on getting out of those situations safely because I feel like a lot of women are not doing that, and I kind of found 4 general areas that I feel like we should just tighten up to when it comes to that, you guys, to help in those situations. Whether you've been through it or not, it's just good to know these things. Share it with other women. It's good information. And listen all the way through because things were coming through me, down to the last 10 seconds of that live chat. And that's how it is sometimes. I write my general notes and then I'm a vessel as well. God dawns on me and then I dawn on you guys. But I love you. I hope you guys are staying safe and well. Always continue to do the work. We're psychology junkies around here, so I love to talk about philosophy and emotional maturity. We talk about healing the childhood wounds, of course, and all that great stuff, and just doing the work to become better versions of ourselves. Not perfect ones. That's impossible. It really is. But better versions, right? Better, wiser, um, versions. All right, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead on out of here. I hope this word helps somebody. Let me know if you understand where I'm coming from or, about the resistance and understanding when hard work just simply is not going to pay off. All right. All right, you guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next upload or live chat.